Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PoducateMe, the ESL podcast.
Hello and welcome, everyone. And today we have a very special guest that is here with us. And today we have my very good old friend, Rina. Hi,
Hi, Rina, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us, and it's so nice to finally meet you because I've heard so much about you and I've never met you. How come?
Rina.
This is the
Yes,
first time.
right.
Yeah, worlds colliding on my part.
Yeah.
But Rina and I, we go way back. Um, Actually, we went to the same high school, Reina and I, but we weren't friends in high school, right? I mean, I
Not really.
remember,
Yeah, we were
yeah,
like acquaintances. Like we
yeah,
knew each other, but we didn't like hang out or anything until
yeah,
after high school.
exactly. Yeah. Like I knew you, of course, and we kind of ran in the same circles a little bit, but we weren't actually friends. We didn't become close until like literally immediately after high school, I want to say. Like the
Yeah.
summer after high school, that's when we got really close and
Oh.
we've
Hmm.
stayed extremely close since then. Even while I was away and abroad, like Rena came to visit me in
Oh,
Korea my
nice. You
first
guys
year.
have some party stories to tell us
Oh yeah,
later.
So fun.
lot of stories. However, we're not here to walk down memory lane. We are here because Rena is actually, I would say, an expert in a field that I'm super interested about, and I know
Mm-hmm.
Helen is super interested about. And um, this is something that I don't know. I tend to bug Rena about all the time, like random questions, and I know
Mhm.
a lot of our friends do as well. Rina is actually right now, she is an no, sorry, an optician.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So Rina is an optician, and she previously worked as a dental assistant at an orthodontic
Oh,
practice.
wow.
So anytime I have random questions about my teeth or my eyes, Rena is the first person to go to. And if I think you had a question about
Yeah,
your
I
teeth at
also
one
had a
point, and
question,
I
and
texted
Hannah
Rena.
helped me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I that's what we want to talk about today with Rena about our like oral care and our dental
Mm-hmm.
care. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And also, guys, we wanted to give you a little disclaimer that all the stuff that we're going to be discussing today, we are, at least Hannah and I, we're not medical professionals, okay? So, still, if you want to pick up some of the things that we're going to be talking about, like some new habits or whatever, please do consult with your medical provider,
That's right.
okay? Yes.
That's right.
Disclaimer. So, Rina, we're so excited. We have prepared a very interesting format of interview for you today. But before we start, I actually have a question that was I was I wanted to ask you since the moment Hannah mentioned that you're going to be coming for an interview. What made you interested in the first place in dental hygiene and go into this profession?
Right. So it was actually very random. When I was applying for post-secondary education, um, my aunt from Calgary actually had called to speak to my dad, and she was just catching up with me. She's like, "Oh, where are you applying to for schools?" And at that time, I was only thinking of going into theater because I was only interested in performing the performing arts actually. So I was only applying to theater programs, and she said, you should apply to like dental hygiene or like dental assisting. Like those are good fields, like those are good jobs. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So I mean, I had always been interested in general in science, but like, I never thought of it as a career. And then so after I applied to these programs and I went through everything, I actually got into the dental assisting program. And I thought, okay, why not? Let's do this. The theater thing didn't really pan out for me. So how I got into, yeah, into the,
Wow. That is
so
a
random.
turn from art to dental things.
Yeah.
I do remember this about you. Like, Rena was a singer, like, she was in choir. She was in a couple of choirs as well.
Yep.
And yeah, really into like musical theater. And I mean, still is. That's
Yeah.
actually one thing that we have in common. We
Oh,
both love like musical
okay.
theater and performances. Like right now, I think our current obsession is Wicked.
Mhm.
The new
So
movie's coming out.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so we also do want to talk to you about our eye health and everything, but what we wanted to do was ask you some like common, I guess, like myths or like questions about
Misconceptions. Yeah.
misconceptions about dental hygiene, and then you can just tell us based on your experience what what that's like, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you currently do. Does
sure.
that sound okay? Okay, awesome. So let's start with like I guess one really common idea, and that is sugar directly causes cavities. What's your
Oh,
take on
so that is false, I would say. So So let's talk about how cavities happen in the first place. So sugar can come from, so we always think of sugar coming from like candy and sweets.
yeah.
So not just candy and sweets, but also like our starchy foods, like our carbs and starchy foods. So what happens is that the sugar that's in our food um, reacts with the bacteria that naturally occurs in plaque. And so when we consume the sugar, the bacteria produces acid, and it's the acid that erodes the teeth and will cause cavities. So it's not actually the sugar that's directly doing it, but it is it contributes to it for sure.
Sugar is nutrition for bacteria that destroy our teeth.
Yes, you got it.
Okay, so it's I mean, good news, it's not just chocolate and candy,
I
Yes.
mean,
but
Well, yeah.
bad news, it's also like bread, which is my
yeah,
favorite
which
food.
is like food, like
All
most of the
food.
food.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
That was an interesting one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, another myth or idea that people have about dental hygiene is that you should brush your teeth harder for a better clean. Is that true?
So that is another fallacy. So um, we actually don't want to brush hard because that can actually damage our teeth or gums and teeth. So what you're doing, like especially when you're doing like a hard scrubbing motion, is you're wearing away like the surface of the teeth, like the enamel of the teeth, and you're also like abrading the gums. So when you do that, it can cause the gum line to recede. And so that's super important because when the gum line starts to recede, it also reduces like our bone, the bone, like our jaws, like in our bottom jaw and our top jaw. So, I mean, the good thing is like with your gum health, like you can always, when you're like flossing properly and massaging your gums, you can keep your health up. Um, but then as soon as you get to like bone loss, that's like irreversible. So you want to make
Wow.
sure you're taking care of your gums and you're not brushing too hard. So you want to have a soft toothbrush. You want to make sure you're angling your brush properly and you're going, you're putting enough force to remove that plaque, but you also don't want to go too hard and you don't want to scrub.
Oh,
So
okay. That was
Okay.
also like a follow-up question I had about your actual toothbrush. So it is better to have a softer
yes,
bristle?
100%. You want to always get like softer bristles. You
Ooh.
do want to replace your toothbrush every about 3 to 4 months.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I that's something new for me because I tend to like a harder bristle toothbrush, but I don't brush like really hard, but I
Mhm.
do like the harder bristles because I do
Hmm.
feel like it reaches better.
Yeah,
But you're
no.
saying soft. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go shopping.
Sorry, I have a question. It's not about myths or misconceptions. It's about animal. Is this true that animal does not grow back? I don't know, like once you damage it, like it stays damaged.
Um,
Does it like somehow, I don't know, repairs itself or like
that's what
whatever
the
process is happening?
Yeah, so the fluoride that's actually in your toothpaste, that's what fluoride does. So fluoride will strengthen and remineralize your
Oh, really?
enamel. So
Uh-huh.
that's why when you purchase your toothpaste, you do want to make sure that it does have fluoride in it. And then even like in our water, like our public
Uh-huh.
healthcare, like our tap water, we have fluoride that's in our water. So the water is actually giving us some fluoride treatment when we drink it. So when we are drinking water, we do want to make sure we're not drinking from a straw. We actually do want to just like drink it straight from the cup to make sure that our teeth are exposed to that fluoride.
Nice. That's good
Oh my
news,
God, I
actually.
didn't know that.
Enamel, grow. Go,
Mhm.
enamel, go. Okay.
Yeah.
I did. Is there actually toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it?
There are some people.
Really?
So for example, like children should not be using fluoride because until they know how
Oh.
to spit properly, until they know not to swallow it. So there will be like children's toothpaste that don't have fluoride in it. Just
Ah.
because when you do ingest like a certain amount of fluoride, it is bad for you. So children's toothpaste, if they're not able to spit properly yet, then yeah, they shouldn't
Um,
have fluoride in it. And then there are just some people who don't want fluoride because I'm not really sure why, but like they just have like some belief about like chemicals or whatnot, and
uh-huh.
they
Uh-huh.
would purposely not buy fluoride. But fluoride is good for your teeth, so yeah, you do want
Okay,
to be using
that
fluoride.
actually brings me to a very important question I have for you.
Okay,
So, after you brush your teeth and you spit out your toothpaste,
yeah.
do you rinse your mouth out with water? Like, do you gargle or nothing? Because, so, in a lot of movies, I don't know what this is, but a lot of movies a long time ago, like, there's like a tooth brushing scene. And then
Yes.
I noticed that they would just spit out their toothbrush and then go
Uh-huh.
about their day.
Yeah,
And that was so weird to me because I gargle, and this is what we
this is what
learned.
I do
Yeah,
too.
you just gargle. So what is right, wrong? Is both okay?
So, I mean, there's no right or wrong, but it's not like common knowledge. But I do recommend not rinsing your mouth after you brush your teeth. So, when we go back to like fluoride and how it's good for your teeth. So, yeah, you do all your brushing and then you spit everything out, but you don't rinse your mouth because you're leaving that fluoride on the teeth and
Mm,
you're giving yourself
for
like a
magic to happen. Yeah.
you're giving your teeth that exposure to fluoride and giving yourself like a mini fluoride treatment essentially. So after you brush, yeah, like spit everything out, but don't rinse. And then like usually half an hour like is when you will eat or like you can drink. But
Oh,
yeah, so yeah, it's not something common and it's not something that I was like taught. I just learned it actually in one of the lectures I had been to when I was a dental assistant. So it's not common knowledge, but yeah, I would recommend, not
Oh,
spitting. I
this is
mean, not
such
rinsing, not rinsing. Yeah.
this
yeah.
is such bad news because I rinse
Yeah, I used
after,
to. Yeah, I
and
used
I
to.
I don't know if I can not. I've tried a couple of times and I'm just like I don't like the feeling in my mouth. I feel like there's still like food particles in my mouth and I need to like rinse properly to get it all out. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't
I
feel like
But, like,
clean.
I mean, like, so in that case, you could like rinse first, and then like,
Mhm.
you feel like you get the majority of like any food debris out, and then
That
like you can brush, I guess, and then
that's true.
That is so interesting.
Okay.
Wow,
try
so
it.
many
I
new
recommend it.
I'm
things.
gonna try that then. I'm gonna floss, rinse, then brush my teeth and no rinse after.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Love it. I have another interesting topic about mouthwash. Yes or no? Because I've heard people saying that, like, yes, mouthwash is a good thing for your teeth, for like to prevent cavities and all that stuff. And then other people who are doctors, actually, I've heard saying that, like, no, you shouldn't be using mouthwash. It has to do something with like pH levels in your mouth cavity, whatever. So, what's your take on that?
Okay. I mean, there are like a lot of products that are out in the industry. I mean, I will say nothing will replace brushing and flossing. Those are the two most important things that you can do for your oral health. But I wouldn't say mouthwash is bad, but it should definitely be like a supplemental. So, but it shouldn't replace like flossing, for example. Like I know a lot of people will use mouth rinse to like supplement, replace flossing, or they'll use like water picks. But to me, like nothing will replace flossing other than like manually. So
Mhm.
if you have a mouthwash, for example, that has fluoride, like that's good to have. But other than that, you can use it, but you don't have to. You don't have to. That's a supplementary thing,
Okay.
definitely. But yeah, you don't necessarily need it. I don't
Okay.
use it.
So it's not necessarily like bad for you.
That, yeah, that's
Bad. It's not necessarily bad, no, but it's
okay.
not good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, last thing about our teeth. Uh, just in terms of like, from your professional experience, what would you say is like the best piece of dental advice you could give to someone?
So I would just say like it's just regular, making sure you're brushing your teeth twice a day. So it's not just the act of doing it, but making sure you actually have the proper brushing technique. You want to make sure you're angling your brush towards that gum line, that you're massaging those gums and kind of like removing any plaque around that area. You want to make sure that you're flossing at least once a day. I recommend in the afternoon versus in the morning. Um, and I can't go over how important like flossing is. There's this mantra that we learned in school, and it's like healthy gums don't bleed. So if your gums ever bleed when you're brushing or flossing, don't think like, oh, I was being a little rough with my gums and that's why they're bleeding. No, if your gums are healthy, they should not bleed. So that means that's the sign of gingivitis, which is gum disease.
Mm,
So
yeah.
going back to what we talked about earlier, like that's reversible, so that's good. So if you do notice bleeding, you want to take your time to massage those gums and make sure that you're flossing regularly every day. Even if you don't do it every day, if you do like maybe your top teeth like one night, then the next night you do your bottom teeth. Because I know how hard it is to like get in there at the end of the
Mhm.
day and you're like tired and lazy or whatever. So, but at least if you do like, top teeth one night, your bottom teeth like the next night, like that's better than nothing as long as you're disturbing that area.
And
So,
honestly, once you get started, like once you
Yeah,
get the floss out, you'll do
yeah,
it, you know?
exactly.
So even if
exactly.
you just start by telling yourself, okay, I'm just gonna do like the top teeth today. Once you start, you'll do the bottom.
Mm, yeah.
Exactly. 100%. But yeah,
I mean, that's a great piece of advice. Thank
yeah.
you. I feel like they teach kids wrong things at school
I
today.
definitely did not
Yeah.
learn a
Me either.
lot of this
Me
stuff.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Rina. That
No.
was very educational. Yeah.
Okay, so we are actually moving on to the second part of Rena's career, her life
Mm-hmm.
and her career, which
Yeah.
is Rina is currently working as an optician. And I wanted to ask, like, what made you decide to change? I mean, you know, you mentioned before, but it's not that far off.
Yeah.
they're
Yes,
not they're
yes, I
not
know.
very far in distance, your teeth and your eyes.
Same area.
Same area,
Mm-hmm.
but it is an entirely different place. It's an entirely different thing, right? So what made you decide to make that change?
So as a dental assistant, I felt at the time like the scope of practice was really small and there wasn't much room for me to like move up or like grow. So funny enough, there was a college had just come out with a musical theater program. It never existed before. So musical theater programs never existed before. So I actually auditioned and then I didn't get in. But it made me feel like, I feel like I want to change. I feel like I want something different. And I actually did want to go into dental hygiene from dental assisting, but they had changed the program from 2 years to 3 years. And I didn't want to commit to 3 years. But I did want to stay in the healthcare industry. And then I found this opticianry program and I was like, oh, okay, I could do this. And then it also so happened that my friend's family opened up like an optical store. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, yeah, like I could do something like an optician does. All right. And so that's how that happened. The rest is history.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Very nice. So you went into optometry to be like, I'm gonna make them see what they missed when I didn't get in the program.
Right?
Love
Like
it.
everybody's eyes need to improve a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Uh-huh. And I'm gonna help them do that. Yeah. Okay, I have a question for you, Rina. Because about teeth, we were just talking, there are so many things that people can do to take care of their teeth, but like our eyes, I mean, like, what is something that you wish everybody knew about taking care of their eyes? I mean, I
Okay.
know that for like people who wear makeup, like it's paramount, like very important to like wash your makeup off
Mhm.
before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
But for like general public,
Okay. So there's a couple of things, but I would start with probably um, UV protection, so sun protection. A lot of people don't think about like wearing sunglasses. But the sun is around all year round, not just in the summer. And from when we are born to when we are 18, UV damage is accumulative and you're most susceptible to damage between those ages. So it is important from birth to the age of 18 that we wear, like sun protection. Um,
Really?
Yes. And then it also like helps prevent like a lot of things. So there's like certain cancers, especially like the skin around the eyes. There's certain cancers that can happen.
wow,
Cataracts, sunburn on the eye growths. So sunglasses would help to, prevent some of those
this is
things.
insane because ironically, babies and toddlers and young kids they don't wear sunglasses.
Oh, they don't. And even like as a kid, I remember just like running around all summer
Yeah,
long in the sun and never wearing like sunglasses. But we wear sunscreen all the time, and it's
Yeah.
the same idea, right? Like we need to protect our eyes the same way we protect our skin, right?
I don't
So,
know. I don't know why this never occurred to me. Like, yes, whenever you're buying sunglasses, it says, the sticker or whatever,
mhm.
it says like UV protection or whatever the case is, but it didn't occur to me that like your eyes could get sunburned or
yeah,
you
it
would
can,
the UV would affect
Damage.
damage
Yeah.
your eyes.
especially with like snow, like you'll hear like snow blindness, or you see skiers or snowboarders always have those big goggles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
part of it is UV damage or from like the sun reflecting off the snow and it's so
Okay, it's
blinding.
not just the part of the outfit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, even sunglasses in general, right? It's not just fashion. Like they're there
No,
for
I mean for people for yeah, I mean I'm talking about the snowboarders and
yeah,
like
yeah,
those huge
100%.
goggles. So it's not the fashion statement. Wow.
That's yeah, that's actually mind-blowing for me because
Yeah,
I don't know why I never made that connection that like yeah, you need a UV protection
for
for
your
your
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah.
And
Oh, this is actually
people will always think like, oh, summer's here, so I want my like sunglasses, but it's like sun is around all season long. So, in the winter you should be wearing them fall, spring, like yeah, it doesn't matter. Always wear your sunglasses. I always tell my patients that.
okay.
Wow.
That's I am really taking this to heart and I'm really thinking about this now.
Glad.
Uh, okay, so there are a couple of other like myths that we wanted to ask you in terms of like your eye health, and I wanted to know what your thoughts were on it. Okay, so the first one that I'm curious about is that myth that like your parents always told you like sitting if you're don't sit so close to the TV because then you're gonna go blind or it's gonna ruin your eyes.
Mhm.
Um, like sitting too close to the TV or like having your phone like too close to your face, does that actually ruin your eyes?
Mhm.
Okay, so it's kind of like yes and no. I mean, what it can do whenever you have anything like up close, it can cause like eye strain. Um, but I wouldn't necessarily say like it would cause permanent damage. But if you are, maybe we'll get into this a little later on in our talk, but also like if you are myopic, so that's somebody who's like nearsighted, if you are always like, so it's not just screens. So if you're like too close to the TV or if you're too close to your like, doing any close work like your cell phone or your tablets or your like computers or even reading just like a book,
Mhm.
right? That can actually send signals to the eye to grow and it can actually worsen a prescription. Um, so
What?
so so I would say, yeah, like there's no reason for you to be up close to like a TV, but I will say you do want to minimize like screen time and even like any up close activity.
So
Especially
not only,
mhm.
okay, especially for the children, but like it's true for like everyone who
Yeah,
has eyes. Okay, wow.
Everyone who has eyes.
if
I
you had
also I also wanted to ask you if we're talking about the eyesight and vision. Is this true that the quality of your eyesight depends on the shape of the eye that you're born with?
yes, yeah, 100%.
Wow.
So if you have a shorter eyeball, um, that would mean that you're hyperopic, so you're farsighted. If you have a longer eyeball, then that means you are myopic, so you are nearsighted. If your eye is shaped more like a football instead of like a basketball, that means that you would have like astigmatism. So the shape of your eye does matter. Like, so I kind of liken it to, so if we think about vision and how vision works, light comes through the eyeball and it's got to focus on the back of your eye, which is the retina. So do you remember back in the day, like old school, like overhead school projectors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would have to like move the projector to like focus like the like words on the wall,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So it's the same thing with like your eyes, right? That light has to focus at a very certain point to see clearly, and the shape of your eye will,
Oh my
um,
God. It does make sense because they work like lenses. I
yes.
just realized that like when you have a camera, like, professional camera with like this big, what is it called? Like lens, and like
Mhm.
you can make it like longer, it would like
Yes.
you will be able to take pictures of the objects that are like far away from you. Wow.
That's wow. Yeah, that's actually mind-blowing because I never even thought that like there was any sort of correlation. I didn't even know
Yeah.
anything about like the shape of your eye. So then, okay, what about asking for a friend? What about what about if you're nearsighted and farsighted and have astigmatism?
Okay. So you
I'm
can
asking for a friend, not like anything
okay.
personal.
So you can have the so astigmatism you can have in combination with like yeah, like being myopic or hyperopic, but you can't be like nearsighted and okay, that's a lie. Okay. So
Because I am. I mean, my friend is.
so I will say when everybody reaches about the age of 40 and up, something happens which is called presbyopia. And it's something that happens to everyone. It's just the eye aging, the lens aging, and it's not as flexible anymore. So that means we need reading glasses. So that's why everyone down the road will need, glasses. So yes, you can be nearsighted, but like still need like glasses. Yeah, so you can be like you can
So
have a
then
combination of all those things.
what does that say about eyeball shape? Is it just like a cube or something? Like cube shaped
No, I
eyeball?
guess it's about the muscles, right?
Yeah, so in that case, that's more like the muscles and
Uh,
like the crystalline lens that's in your eye. But before like presbyopia sets in, like before like, the age of 40, like you can either be nearsighted or farsighted with a combination of having astigmatism. But you can't be like near far and farsighted at the same time before presbyopia kicks in. So
Oh,
I could either be either or.
mhm.
interesting.
Yeah, and it's not until presbyopia kicks in that like you will need, up close and like you could have a faraway correction as well.
Okay, we're going off the script, but now I have another question. So, is there something in between? Or you can be either nearsighted or farsighted. Is there like any other third party?
Not really. It's like, yeah, nearsighted, farsighted, or if you have like astigmatism, otherwise you would just have like no correction and you just have perfect vision.
Ah, okay, that's what I meant. Okay,
Oh,
okay. I
right.
just didn't know how
So
to put
nothing.
it
Yeah,
correctly.
so if you
Okay.
need glasses, if you don't need glasses, then yeah, you have good
I
vision or
see. Okay. And I'm sorry, another thing very quickly. You mentioned at the very beginning when Hannah just asked the question about sitting too close to the TV, you
Mhm.
said that when you're reading too close or doing any kind of an activity too close up, and you said that your brain sends signal to the eye to grow.
Yes.
So we also like there is a thing going on forever on the internet and among people that people are born with the size of the eyes that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. That
Like
eyes don't grow.
the only thing in your on your body that doesn't grow are your eyeballs
Yes.
from birth.
That's a fallacy. Yeah, that's false.
What?
The eyes, yeah, the eye does grow.
Okay.
So then why do babies have such big eyes?
I think it's just in proportion to their face.
My God.
Okay.
We'll never be the same after this episode,
I am
honestly.
forever changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. I actually do have one more question that I would like to, or like one, I guess, myth growing up that I heard all the time, and
Mhm.
that was like eating carrots is good for your eyes. Like eat a lot of carrots because it'll help your eyesight. So is that true? Like, are there certain foods that actually directly affects your vision?
Yeah, I mean, so there are certain like foods that are like um good like that do help with your eye health. So carrots, I don't know why everyone else focuses on carrots, but carrots is one of them. The beta carotene converts to vitamin A, and vitamin A is good, and it's especially for like night vision, I guess you can say that it affects more so. But there's other like antioxidants and other vitamins that are important as well. So like vitamin C, vitamin E, like zinc, omega-3 is important. Dry eye
Oh.
is very prevalent nowadays, and so like an omega-3 is, you know, so all these things you can just get like in your normal regular diet.
Mhm.
So like leafy greens, spinach, like those sorts of things. But yeah,
Oh, so
those
like
are
like anything that's rich with vitamins, omega,
Yeah.
that type
mhm,
of thing, also
antioxidants.
directly.
Yeah, will help just like with the health of your eye. Not that it's gonna like help make your prescription better or something like that, but like the overall health of your eye will be better for sure. Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay, good to know. Oh my gosh, this has been so informative.
So informative and so educational and so mind blowing. I'm gonna be
Seriously.
now walking around telling people like, did you know,
And
by the way?
I'm so sorry, Rena. I feel like I'm gonna have a million follow-up questions after this, so be
No,
prepared.
Yeah, I feel that too. Yeah. Hmm.
All right.
Okay, so Rina, by the end of our interview with guests, we usually do something that we call quick fire round. And in the quick fire round, we're going to ask you three questions. And what we want you to do is to answer them with something like with the first thing that comes to your mind.
okay.
Okay, you
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay, pum, pum, pum. Let's go. Question number one. Oh,
Okay,
you go.
okay, I'll go. Okay. Question number one. Toothbrush, manual or electric?
Electric. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm advocate for electric toothbrushes as
Manual.
well.
I
Yeah.
currently have a manual toothbrush, but it's only because my electric toothbrushes keep breaking on me. So, but I do recommend like an electric toothbrush. It does give you some like extra like dexterity and like extra vibration to really help like clean like
Nice.
around the teeth. So yeah, doesn't
Awesome.
hurt. Electric for sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, question number two. Guilty pleasure sweet snack.
Sugary foods.
Uh-huh.
Bad because I do have a sweet tooth. Um, a lot of like it could be anything, but like I don't know. I think bubble tea maybe.
Bubble tea,
Bubble
love
tea.
I knew
it.
this. I knew this about you.
Right? The tapioca, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And
Mm,
all the puddings and stuff
mhm,
inside, right?
mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Last quick fire round question.
Yeah.
I guess this is more like related to where we are right now currently, but what is more important if you had to choose one to be covered by OHIP or like insurance,
Okay.
dental or eyes? You
Ooh.
have to choose one. Of course, both are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say both are so important. But if I had to choose one, I think I would say eyes. I think I would say eyes.
Eyes?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Just because,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, right? Just because like with like dental, a lot of it, like I said, is preventative, right? A lot of it is preventative. But with eyes, like they're just like things you can't prevent. A lot of it is just genetics, right? So you do have to like see your eye doctor. You do have to get like glasses or contacts to help with your vision. And, so yeah, I think I would say eyes.
Wow.
Okay.
Mhm.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I honestly I feel like I have learned so much just in
Me too.
this short time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, if anybody has any questions or would like to ask about any other myths that you've maybe heard about
Mm-hmm.
your teeth or your eyes, please feel free to drop us an email. Our email address is eslpoducateme@gmail.com, or you can visit us on our Instagram, which is at PoducateMe.
Yes, please send us a line. We're always happy to hear from you guys. Rina, once again, thank you so much for this interview. We have learned a lot, and a lot of this information was truly mind blowing, and I love it so much. It's a goodbye. So, if you have a couple of words to say to our listeners, like as a goodbye, now is the time.
Thanks for having me. Take care of your eyes, take care of your teeth. They've got to last you your whole entire life. So don't skip out on seeing your eye healthcare professional or your oral healthcare professional.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rina. And to you guys, bye bye. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and
Educate
educate yourself.